Got him.
What's up, Team Dink? Here we are at Mule Lake, and today we are gonna take out the kayak and go bust on some donks. Yeah, today I'm really looking for bigger bass. I don't know what to expect. Honestly, I've found a lot of quality fish in this lake, but I've never really found any like monsters. So I'm really hoping we can hook into one of those big old juicy Michigan bass. Regardless of what happens, I'm stoked to get out in the kayak and I'm stoked to go fishing. Let's go.
I'm just gonna go ahead and get started right away. I'm gonna toss the frog around just to see if they're willing to come up in the heat of the day. There's a ton of cotton on the water, which is gonna get all over my line. My goal is to not fish with anything finesse today. And really that's just because I've mostly finesse fished this lake so far, and I haven't really determined whether there's some real big fish in here or not. So I figured by throwing some of this heavier big stuff, I'll have a better likelihood of finding some of those big meaty fish. I've seen a lot of the 15 to 17 inch class fish, but I haven't really seen any, 20 inch fish swimming around. And that's where it starts getting a little bit more trophy class. I've also got this green pumpkin orange flipping jig rigged up. There's a bite. Got him. Couldn't tell if he had it. Oh yeah, that was a light little bite right there. But look at that, folks. Gotta love a good jig bite. I freaking love hammering fish on the jig. He choked that. Green pumpkin orange, man, it looks like a bluegill. And it drives these fish insane. Boom shakalaka. Not very big, another just quality little 15 incher. I'll take it though, can't complain. I would say I've gotten a lot of comments in the past about how people have a hard time developing confidence in a jig. I was the exact same way, but now a jig is actually one of my favorite baits for bass fishing. And it took a lot of time to develop that confidence, but once you kind of catch a few fish on it, it starts to become a snowball effect and you start throwing jigs like crazy and you develop a confidence, but it just takes time. So keep your head down and keep fishing them. I actually got my hair cut for the first time in like 3 months today, so that was fantastic. You know what takes the absolute life out of you? The sun. I am like just cooking right now. There he is. He was carrying it. Just a little guy. Whoa, this guy is messed up. What the heck happened to him? Look at his back. What? I gotta get a picture of this. This is insanity. I feel bad for the guy. Look at that back. He's got his dorsal fin, but he's just got this weird gouge right here, like a bird maybe got him when he was young. It almost looks like it's a spot where someone put a hook. Nobody puts hooks through the backs of bass, I don't think. That one was probably like 13 inches. The first one was like 15 inches. Nothing bad, but nothing good either. So hopefully we can find like an 18, 19, 20 inch bass today. That would be epic. No matter what, I can't complain. Look at this. It's just dead calm right now. This is a kayaker's dream right here. It's also perfect conditions for a jig, so I'm gonna keep fishing the jig. The other thing I've noticed about this lake is there's a ton of shad in it. And when I say shad, I'm talking about massive shad. I'm not talking about little 3-inch shad. I'm talking about like 10-inch shad. So I don't know how that necessarily affects the fishing. Maybe some of the bigger fish just hone in on those massive shad and I need to be throwing something really big. I don't know. I should probably come out here with a swim bait at some point. As soon as it hit the water, that was so weird. Gotta catch up to him. He's coming right at me. I think it's just small. Interesting. It literally hit the water and this, oh, dang it. All good, easy release. As soon as it hit the water, all of a sudden my line just started moving. I was trying to paddle. He was up in the shallows. That's good intel. I'm gonna switch to a Texas rig plastic just because it'll come through some of this grass and cotton better. I'm gonna kind of flip around in some of these scattered weed beds. Oh. Ow, 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 ow. I was kind of annoyed because my kayak was drifting off one way, so I had a weird hook set and I missed him and the bullet weight came back and smoked my shoulder. I'm super thankful I didn't fall in the water. That would have been not cool. No! One bit right under my kayak. I don't think it was, a giant, but it might have been a 17-incher. I saw the side flash. And it wasn't a bad fish, but he bit right under my kayak and I was adjusting with my paddle. I love kayak fishing, but it can be really frustrating with regards to landing fish. My line was moving. I wonder if a bluegill was pulling it. Strange. There, we got him. He came back for it. That was so... Why am I missing so many daggum fish? I have no excuses for that one. I've had a couple excuses on the last two. No excuses. I'm thankful that I haven't missed anything that looks like a real giant. That was probably like a 15-inch bass. I mean, I'd certainly wish I would have caught him, but the good news is I got the bite. At this point, I'm more concerned about starting to get some more bites just because I'm not entirely sure I understand what these bass are doing. I don't understand why I missed them. I guess I just didn't get a good enough hook set in them. Oh well, I'm not gonna sit here and cry about it. I'm gonna try to make improvements on the next one. I think what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take off this craw trailer. It's ripped up anyways. And then I'm gonna take off my Texas rig plastic and put it on as my new trailer. I'm gonna switch my Texas rig over to a black and blue. And if the black and blue makes an impact, maybe I'll switch over to a black and blue jig as well. It's a great looking jig. My skills are more suited for light line. Got him. I was gonna say, well, okay, I don't even care that I missed that fish. It was literally a 7-incher. You shouldn't catch a 7-inch bass on a jig anyways. My hook feels really sharp. I've got 20-pound test and I've got my drag locked down. There's no reason these fish should be getting off, but I think it just comes down to the fact that I'm not getting a good hook set in them. I'm setting it hard, but the thing that you have to remember with a kayak is when you set the hook, you move your kayak. Fish is coming to you and you're going towards the fish. Even if you set the hook really hard, there's gonna be some line that moves and then your kayak will literally move. And so you're not maybe getting quite as good of a hook set as it feels. That fish was a prime example of that. It definitely felt like a good hook set, but I think my kayak moved a little bit. And then on top of that, the fish was moving towards me. So there really wasn't as much hook penetration as I thought. I think like you said, it's like, there's one. What? What happened there? Oh, I had a weak spot in my line. No! I wonder if I have like a guide that's like cracked or something. Yeah, you have a good day.
Okay, quick update for you. I don't know what happened there, but my line snapped way down next to my rod. So I don't know if I have a cracked guide or what. The point is I missed a daggum fish. I have missed so many fish today. I need to turn my act around. I really genuinely do think a lot of the fish are shallow up in the weed beds, but I was actually talking to another local here and they actually treated this lake recently. And so the water's way dirtier and the fishing has gotten a lot tougher. That being said, they're clearly biting. I think I just need to keep flipping around and just staying patient. This jig is gonna get me some fish, and let's just keep our fingers crossed we can find one of those big ones. I think what I might need to do is loosen up a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and crack into a beer. So basically the steps are as follows. Crack into a beer, crack into a bass. Let's do it. Shout out to New Holland, this lake and trail copper logger. Also extra shout out to Woosa for the sweet artwork. Don't you guys think this can is sweet? I do. I'm thinking after we drink this guy right here, we're gonna catch a big old bass. What do you think? Let's go. I don't necessarily know what a copper logger is, but I do know one thing. This is freaking delicious. You know what I forgot? Is a koozie. That stinks. I guess I gotta drink it relatively fast. Oh, there he is. That fish was fiddling with it. That was so weird. This fish is so post-spawn. Like I said, folks, crack open the brewski, crack into the bass. You know what? I'm gonna give the credit to New Holland and Woosa for this one. Beautiful little bass, tasty little beverage. If I'm Popeye, I don't need spinach. I need a delicious, you know, West Michigan brew. It isn't my, oh baby. That's a better fish. It's super skinny again. Oh, what is going on with this thing? You know what? Not a testament to my jig fishing skills today. It was like probably a 16-inch bass. Go ahead, make jokes, make jokes. I'm botching this. I think what it comes down to is I need to drink some more brewski. If I had like a 7'6", I might actually land more fish because I'd be moving more line. I'm not sure, it's a theory. I'm thankful this isn't a tournament and that I really have nothing on the line. I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna catch a fish. How's that sound? It sounds good to me. It might be shallow, but I think there's a fish. Oh, there's a bass. Got him. I sight fished this fish. Oh, redemption feels so good. It feels so good. Even if he comes off at this point, I've already landed him. I've landed him. It counts at this point. Boom, shaka, laka. One of the better fish of the day. Okay, chill. I literally sight fished this guy. I saw him swimming. See, look at that. How do I go from missing 1,000 fish to a hook set like that? Through the top of the skull, literally. How do I get, you can't get a better hook set than that. Buddy, there you go. Okay. That felt pretty darn dandy, folks. That felt pretty darn dandy. Okay, I finished this brewski. These little drips go to the bass
for good luck. Hate it when people do this. I see it all the time. They're like, okay, done with my beer. They just throw it in the water. Don't do that. Don't be stupid. Don't be a stupid person. Keep the beer can, dispose of it the proper way. Recycle it. How about that? You recycle it? It's not that hard. Just do it. Well, that's not exactly how you're supposed to cast. Oh, there he is. God, that fish bit so weird. Another really skinny fish. Like, look how sickly this guy looks. He's actually blind in that eye. Look how sickly he looks. Oh man, Andy's got a gouge on this side. I feel terrible for this guy. I'm gonna get him right back. Hope he finds like a massive burrito full of bluegill because he needs a meal, man. That boy needs a meal. I went ahead and put a new trailer on there, and I actually put the entire craw on there. You can see that's a massive profile, and the only reason I did that is because I thought maybe, just maybe, it'll draw up a bigger fish. I'm gonna go fish by the island. This water is much clearer right here. That's interesting. There he is, better fish. There's the fish we wanted. Not a giant, no! Son of a gun, that was so stupid. Get your net. Why do you own a net, Ethan? Why do you own a net? That was an 18-incher. Erg. No. Folks, I was lazy and I tried just grabbing my line and just pulling the fish in, but that was a really stupid thing to do with a quality fish. It was probably an 18-inch bass, nothing massive. It was post-spawn, so it wasn't gonna be a heavy fish, but it was the quality we were looking for today, and the fact that I just botched it makes me kind of angry at myself. But hey, today's just kind of been like that. I've really botched a lot of fish, and you know, I mean, I could sit here and cry about it, but it's not really worth it. Ultimately, I'm getting the bites. I'm not executing super well with the jig, but I trust that I will in the future, and it is what it is. I am frustrated at myself because I have done a bad job. Welcome back to Garbage Man Fishing. Today we're gonna set the hook on 100 fish and only land one. I'm your host, the Garbage Man. Mr. Largemouth Bass, eat my jig. There he is. I was singing. Oh, of course, I'm gonna land this little guy. Let's use my net. Here, I'll just use my net. There we go. I learned how to use my net. If you can't tell, I'm a little bitter about that last fish still. But hey, little chunky boy ate it. And when I say chunky boy, I mean skinny boy because he's super skinny. Also, again, popped him. Hook straight through the dome. Why is it that half of them I'm doing awesome on and half of them I'm botching? All right, little post-spawn scrawny boy. You're kind of long, dude. Once you put on a big old gut, dude, you're gonna be a cool little fish. See you, buddy. No way. I went to call my fiance and I catch a fish. I'm probably gonna lose it by doing this. Boom shakalaka. Right in the top of the mouth. Well, that was weird. Got him. All right. Hey, Jocelyn. Well, no answer. Well, that was interesting. Okay, folks, that's a wrap. Overall today, we kind of got accomplished what I was hoping to get accomplished. No, I didn't land any big fish, but I do think that we've got a better understanding of what kind of bass are in here. I definitely think we've got a good population of 14 to 16, maybe some 17-inch fish, but I think that those 18 to 20 inchers are few and far between. That being said, I know they're in here. Today, as far as what I fished with, I really think I was fishing with the right thing, and I'm very, very pleased with how many bites I got. Obviously, I'm not super pleased with my execution levels, but that's just fishing. Sometimes you have that kind of crap happen. Regardless, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Hopefully you can get some fishing in. We'll catch you next time.